Welcome to the Gold Collection, a 24-carat guide through A to Z, shining the spotlight on the best of the best from the world of entertainment. X is for exhilarating, Xhorbitant, X-Men, Experimental, Xfactor, Xotic, Exhibitions, and more. X is for exhilarating. Sit back and relax because these movies will get your heart racing. First up is the exhilarating Mission Impossible 3. The film is a kaleidoscope of adrenaline-charged action, spectacular stunts, and state-of-the-art special effects. Equally impressive could be Tom Cruise's paycheck. Cruise earned roughly $75 million for Mission Impossible 2. He did that by turning down any upfront salary, instead taking a back-end deal that landed him 30% of the film's gross for both his producing and acting duties. According to reports, the actor earned his money doing all his own stunts. The superstar refused to allow a stunt double takeover, leading some seriously exhilarating action. Following the success of 2002 film The Bourne Identity, Matt Damon returned to the screen as trained assassin Jason Bourne in The Bourne Supremacy.
He's doing exactly what he said he'd do. He's coming for us.
The game in Supremacy is considerably more exhilarating and dangerous, with CIA plots, turncoat agents, and ever-shifting covert alliances. In between the action, Jason is hoping to find the truth behind his haunted memories and answers to his own fragmented past.
Bourne is a guy with pieces to a jigsaw puzzle.
Take him down. I told you people to leave us alone.
Bourne's on his way to Moscow right now.
We just got another ID outside of Munich.
Jason Bourne just popped up on the grid in Naples.
What is he actually
For
doing?
a heart-pounding adventure, look out for Jason Bourne. Our final exhilarating film is Die Another Day. In this movie, James Bond is captured in communist North Korea. Betrayed, tortured, and isolated, he is forced to use all his skills to escape.
What happened to you? Bond.
And be a danger to himself and others.
Once he's free, Bond begins his quest to unmask a traitor and prevent a war. Along the way, he meets up with a very sexy Jinx, a dangerous secret agent in her own right.
Glad you could make it, Mr. Bond. I see you don't chase dreams.
The film blended spectacular special effects with classic Bond elements. The result? One exhilarating ride.
Well, it seems you've become useful again.
X is for exorbitant, but how much is too much? Our first exorbitant movie is Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines. The film's approved budget of $170 million was at the time the highest approved budget ever. Of that, Arnold was reportedly paid $30 million to reprise his role as the unstoppable man-machine from the future.
Are you going to kill me? No. My mission is to protect you.
Oh, God. She's coming. TX, can you find a way to destroy her?
Unlikely. I'm an obsolete design.
During filming, Arnie reportedly used $1.4 million of his salary to make sure that a particular shot was included in the film. Apparently, the director was worried that the schedule would drop behind and eventually go over budget. The big-budget monster mash Van Helsing offered a new take on some of the Universal Library's most enduring and endearing characters. A special effects extravaganza, Van Helsing boasted numerous man-to-monster transformations, as well as a bounty of flying scenes, especially for the characters of Dracula and his three brides.
How do I kill him?
No one knows how to kill Dracula.
If you're late, run like hell. Don't be late.
The big budget expenses were justified when the DVD sales from the film jumped to $65 million in the first week in North America, more than half the revenue from its theatre runs. Our final exorbitant film is King Kong. King Kong is the iconic story of the gigantic ape captured in the wild and brought to civilization, where he meets his tragic fate. Director Peter Jackson also produced the film and co-wrote the screenplay with companion Fran Walsh, with whom he collaborated with on the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The film had a reported budget of $207 million, with Jackson reportedly earning $20 million, the highest salary ever paid to a director in advance of a production. Like the ape's size, the film's budget was exorbitant. X is for X-Men. Today we'll look at the third film in this successful franchise, X-Men: The Last Stand. The third instalment of the blockbuster Marvel comic adaptation, X-Men 3 brought back Professor X's beloved heroes, introduced new characters, and picked up on the Dark Phoenix saga following Jean Grey's sacrifice in the previous sequel, X2: X-Men United.
You have no idea what is upon us now.
Director Brett Ratner spiced up the third production of the X-Men franchise with the addition of his very own fantasy, a sex siren mutant who seduces her opponents rather than battle them. Former Frasier star Kelsey Grammer was another new addition, unconventionally cast as the acrobatic, oversized mutant beast, who had not appeared in any of the other franchise's installments, at least not in his blue-furred form. The action-packed comic book movie once again saw a war break out. Whose side were you on?
They wish to cure us, but I say we are the cure.
Look at me, G. We can help you. We can fix it. We can make it like it was. Stay with me, please.
X is for experimental, because someone has to go first. The plot and methods used to film Steven Soderbergh's Bubble weren't experimental, but its release was. Bubble broke away from the traditional model of releasing movies. They usually go from theatres to DVD, to pay TV, to networks, to cable. Instead, it was released on all of the various platforms on the same day. Despite positive reviews, the 32 art houses that exhibited the film for its opening weekend only drew small audiences. The experiment failed, proving either that the current model is much more effective, or that no one really wanted to see Soderbergh's film anyway. Our next experimental film, directed by Gus Van Sant, was co-written by Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. In the film Gerry, most of the experimental plot is carried out without dialogue. Throughout the film, there are no sets, little makeup, and no special effects. This contributes to the movie's somewhat experimental character. The film runs for approximately 100 minutes and contains 100 shots, averaging out to approximately 1 minute per shot. The film slowly unravels but will not keep you on the edge of your seat. But if you're a fan of Van Sant, chances are you'll appreciate this experimental tale.
If you don't find anything, we meet back right there.
Our final experimental film is Dogville.
I thought that these chains were put up to make a path between the bushes.
They were put up there to protect the bushes. It's not supposed to be a pathway.
But everyone goes this way.
The artistically audacious film by maverick Danish director Lars von Trier managed to inspire and provoke audiences at the same time. Dogville, the first of von Trier's proposed trilogy, provoked controversy on the festival circuit for its unique look and for its alleged anti-American story, which depicts a small and sadistic town.
Quite beautiful experience.
The film was shot in Sweden on a soundstage with sparse props and chalk outlines depicting the homes in the fictitious community. Now, that's experimental. X is for Xfactor, a television show that gives talented contestants their 15 minutes of fame. Let's have a look at a few of their talents. First up is Shane Ward, seen here singing "That's My Goal." This X Factor winner spent 4 weeks on top of the charts with his song. Former X Factor contestant and one-time stripper Chico reached #1 in the UK singles chart with Chico Time. It looks like some of the X Factor losers have gone on to become single-selling winners. When Chico Time was released, Chico outsold Madonna's Sorry by a margin of 2-1 to take the top spot. The other X Factor runners-up, Journey South and Andy Abraham, also released their own albums. Journey South's self-titled album of soft rock cover songs reached #1. Soul sensation Andy Abraham released his album, The Impossible Dream.
Like I got my back up against the wall, but I just got to say.
While there was only supposed to be one winner, it looks like anyone with the X Factor can make it big. X is for X Factor. Everyone wants it, but only a few people are born with the undefinable element that makes them a star. Whether it's her big smile, enchanting presence or on-screen talent, one thing's for sure, and that's that Julia Roberts has the X Factor. Julia entered the industry after following her brother to Hollywood. After a bit of modelling and TV work, she made her first appearance on the big screen in the coming-of-age comedy, Mystic Pizza. Her wide smile and charismatic charm make her the perfect leading lady. Her X Factor has helped Julia take the crown as the industry's highest-earning female actress.
To a different idea. Do you swear not to repeat what you see, hear, or smell tonight?
Smell?
Yes, smell. Hands up.
Her box office figures have risen and fallen, but her popularity has never wavered. There's no doubt that Julia has the X Factor. Another actor who has a little something extra is this man. Known as the sexiest man alive, Brad Pitt surely is one wanted performer. No one else has ever come close to the intense admiration and attention that he has received throughout his career. Brad Pitt is as dedicated and committed as they come. In Troy, he gained almost 10 kilograms of muscle for the role. His first feature film role was as a cowboy in Thelma and Louise in 1991. Although he was only on the screen for 14 minutes, he made a dramatic impact. This dual Oscar-nominated and Golden Globe winner is without a doubt one of the most recognisable and hottest men on the planet. All thanks to his X Factor. Our final star with the X Factor is this lady in red. She is affectionately known as the English Rose. One look at her and you can see why. She is a stunning image of simple beauty and breathtaking, glowing elegance. Kate Winslet has the X Factor. Cinematic box office record breaker Titanic has become her everlasting claim to fame. Her role as Rose in the most successful film of all time made the world stand up and take notice of her exceptional talent.
My mother, of course.
Yes, of course. How do you do?
No one knows how these people got their Xfactor, but if someone could bottle it, they'd earn as much per bottle as Julia Roberts earns per movie. X is for Xotic, and all these ladies are strikingly beautiful with elegant mystery. Memoirs of a Geisha's Ziyi has been enchanting audiences for years.
Tonight, the lights all burn for you.
Sometimes I worry she's taking me further from the things I want.
Her rise in popularity internationally coincided with a Western surge of interest in Asian films, starting with her role in the big hit Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Then came Hero and House of Flying Daggers.
Do not become geisha to pursue our own destinies.
I want a life that is mine.
As a Chinese actress cast to play a Japanese geisha, with all the dialogue in English in a Hollywood production, the Beijing beauty charmed everyone with her exotic performance. Exotic Sudanese model Alec Weck has redefined the traditional understanding of beauty. Ulek got her big break in '95 after being spotted by a talent scout while shopping in London. She was soon signed up and is now at the peak of her professional career. Fashion houses such as Gucci, Vivienne Westwood, Chanel, John Galliano and Ralph Lauren, just to name a few, have sought out Alec's unique, exotic look. Our final exotic lady is Aishwarya Rai. Often dubbed the Queen of Bollywood, Aishwarya is also a former Miss World, a classically trained dancer, and can speak several languages fluently. Her beauty and charm quickly won over audiences both in India and around the world. Aishwarya started modelling at a very young age, but it was her role in a Pepsi ad that brought her to people's attention. There's little wonder as to why this exotic performer is the highest paid and most sought after actress in Bollywood. X is for exhibition. Take a look around and call out if you see anything you like. Our first exhibition looks at some famous watercrafts used by the world's most renowned spy, James Bond. In between sipping martinis and chasing villains, Ian Fleming's character James Bond frequently uses boats and other watercrafts as part of his endless supply of high-tech gadgets. The Super Spy's high-tech vessels were on display at the New York National Boat Show. Entitled The Boats of Bond, the exhibition featured actual boats used in 5 Bond films. One of the favourites was Q's jet boat, featured in The World Is Not Enough. A guaranteed crowd pleaser is an exhibition involving the Beatles. Whether it's photos, memorabilia or music, it's sure to draw a crowd. Every few years, someone will discover that in their possession is a treasure trove of unseen, unpublished or unheard of images that everyone wants to get a glimpse of. This 400-strong set of Beatles photographs were taken during the filming of the Fab Four's classic movie Help in 1965, and the photographs captured the pop stars in a relaxed, natural manner. It appears that Beatlemania is still alive and well. Their classic hits She Loves You, Can't Buy Me Love and I Want to Hold Your Hand are frequently played today. Our final exhibition pays tribute to Barbra Streisand. In late 2005, early 2006, the Hollywood Museum in Los Angeles held Barbra Streisand: The Legacy Collection. The exhibition included some 1,000 collectibles from virtually every period of the superstar's life and career. Streisand fans from all over the world served up items for the exhibit. It coincided with the release of Barbra Streisand: The Television Specials. The DVD package included all 5 legendary specials Streisand produced for CBS from 1965 to 73. So, what exhibit will you go to next? X is for Xbox, electronic fun with a game for everyone. In 2005, the Xbox 360, one of this season's most anticipated holiday gifts, arrived in stores. One of the biggest selling points of the Xbox 360 was the 360-degree graphics. At the same time, Electronic Arts released new games including Need for Speed, Tiger Woods 06 and FIFA 06. Before its release in the market, analysts questioned whether the software giant would be able to grab the lead from Sony, whose PlayStation 2 outsold Microsoft's original Xbox by more than 2-1 in the United States. Microsoft differed the console design from the original. Instead of the black, bulky Xbox, Microsoft designed a white and silver Xbox with more curves and a smaller profile. It also has a detachable front panel that can be swapped with panels of various colours and designs. The device is designed to support high-definition movie-like graphics and is equipped for widescreen and multi-channel surround sound. That's all we've got time for this week. Next time, the Gold Collection will shine the spotlight on the letter Y.